Hey everybody, Stefan here on GenderqueerChat. I hope that everybody had a good Thanksgiving, or at least a good long holiday weekend. And yeah, I ended up with a free turkey yesterday because Trader Joe's had an overstock and they couldn't sell them all, and they all like went bad tomorrow. So um, we got this huge turkey for free in our freezer for next time, I guess. I don't know, whatever holiday is after January that you eat turkey on. Just whenever, I guess. Anyways, so this week's topic is being genderqueer and traveling, specifically with the new TSA procedures regarding airplane travel. So for those of you who don't know, there's a couple things going on right now. The first thing is these like full body scanner X-ray things that are at a lot of the major airports. Basically, it like takes an X-ray of your like whole naked self, and there's some dude or lady in the other room, basically looking at your naked body to make sure you're not smuggling anything in or whatever. But so, the problems with that would be obviously like you don't want people to see you naked if you're trying to present as something that might not agree with your anatomical self. And also, I mean, just x-rays and radiation and stuff isn't very good for you if you do it a lot. So, I mean, there's that too. But since that is kind of newer and a little more experimental, you can also, if you opt out of that, they have to do this more invasive pat down procedure, um, and so okay, like you're usually, they're like, pat you down, see what's up, right? Now they have to like go all the way up your crotch and like see if you're smuggling anything between your legs, and so I mean, like if you're a penis having person, then they're gonna go right up to your balls, and if you're a vagina person, then they're gonna go right up there. So, um, that's not cool at all. Because well, nobody wants to be manhandled or woman handled or person handled by a stranger at an airport in front of everybody, or worse yet, I would think, is like in a private thing or whatever. But anyways, I don't know. It's just this whole icky can of worms, and it specifically affects gender variant people and transgender people because now in order to even fly, you have to put your gender on your information. So your boarding pass comes out and it has your gender on it. So that can be very problematic for some people. So, um, my strategy at the moment is opting out of the body scanner thing because I don't want to get radiated. And when they do this invasive pat down, I'm totally going to pack. And that way, once they get to the resistance, they're not actually touching me, they're touching my packer. And supposedly, word on the street is that if they say anything like negative to you about a packer or breast implants or like breast forms or like anything that a trans person might be using to alter their appearance, that could be construed as sexual harassment. So, I mean, they're not supposed to say gender-related shit to you. I mean, that might open you up for, more questioning of like, oh, well, what is that or whatever, but, I mean, most people are probably savvy enough that if you're like, well, that's my packer because I identify as a guy or whatever, whatever you want to say, like, they'll probably be fine with that. But anyways, so that's my theory right now because I don't want to get radiated and I don't want somebody feeling up my actual junk. So that's my theory right now. So we'll see if that works. The National Center for Transgender Equality just put out a an article about transgender traveling and new TSA procedures. So you can check that out at the link that I will post. But there's like a couple things that you need to be aware of, like in terms of your rights. So apparently, we have the right to be patted down by a person who is the same gender as the gender we are presenting ourselves as. If you don't want to go with your assigned gender on your passport. So, personally, I'm more comfortable with females feeling me up than guys, but I mean, a hand is a hand, and none of that's okay. But you know, if you're a trans lady and it says M on your um, boarding pass, but you're presenting as female, then you have the right to say, you know, I'm identifying as female, and a female needs to come, you know, do the check. So you have that right. You have the right not to go into the body scanner machine things, and they'll do the pat down instead. And yeah, you have the right to like not be subjected to any sort of verbal or sexual harassment. And there's like a couple other things too. But yeah, I mean, you don't want to cause a scene if you're trying to get someplace or whatever, but the whole thing is just really, really messed up. And in the name of, you know, fighting terrorism or whatever, gender variant people are getting caught in this security crossfire, and it's really messy and no good. And even if you're not gender variant or trans or whatever, these new procedures are problematic on many levels, and there's a lot of talk about, you know, it violating constitutional rights and things like that. So it'll be really interesting to see where this heads in the future, and if if the people can fight back and maintain our freedoms. So we'll see. But yeah, I've heard some firsthand experience with going through the scanners as a trans guy, and this gentleman didn't have any problems going through that, and he didn't have anybody say anything to him or whatever while he was packing and going through the full body scanner. So that was at the Phoenix airport, I believe. Yeah. But anyways, so, you know, there's anecdotal evidence of it being fine if you just, you know, do what you're supposed to, and but you always might run into trouble, so you should make sure that you know your rights, because the TSA agents probably don't. So just, you know, remain calm, and you know, don't let yourself get violated. So also there's an organization called Epic, I believe, that I'll post the link as well. If you have any trouble with the TSA and these new rules and stuff, you can go to their survey and submit your experience, and that will help get data for when they try to fight these new rules. And also just, you know, see what people's experiences are. And they have male, female, and transgender as choices. And they specifically urge that people who identify as male or female but are also transgender use the trans box, just because it's underrepresented, and we need as many people as that to identify as trans as possible, since it's kind of a unique risk pool in this situation. So anyways, that is my take on it, and I'm interested to see what everybody else says and what other strategies you could think of for trying to make travel as painless as possible. Alright, talk to you later.